Hi, my name is David Alkazraji from the Social Foundry, and today we're going to be talking about the SOAPbox-M. M stands for monitor, and essentially what the SOAPbox-M is, it's a cloud-based dashboard that you can access from your iPhone, your tablet, or your browser that allows you to monitor various vital statistics of your SOAPbox nodes that are installed on your infrastructure. Certain things like, for example, is it up? Very important. Down soapboxes don't do anything for you, so it's good to see if they're up and running. We also want to check what's the load on a particular soapbox. How many API calls are we doing by date? And if it reaches a certain threshold based off our installations, we can then add a few more to increase our capacity there as well. We also log things like system errors. What is the parameters that are being passed to this particular service that has an error. How many errors has this service encountered to see if there's any systemic things that we can address before they become bigger issues. Other things that we track are average execution time by service. You may have created a web service that seems to do well when you unit test it, but when you actually go out there and load it and stress it out there with the developer community or even internally, you want to know if it's running along, and then you may want to tune that service a little bit to give your users a better experience. We also track things like top 10 API users, who are the systems and or users that are your biggest users of the system, so you can leverage that as well, or also monitor it to make sure that they're not making calls that are excessive, but you can monitor those as well. And then we also check things like just basic auditing of the SOAPbox node itself. I mean, who's accessing that node? Did they get in? Did they not get in? That way you can track if any of your internal users are logging into the system, or if there's unsuccessful logins. That's certainly something you want to address with your security team as well. IP addresses, obviously everyone's hitting these services from external endpoints or even internal endpoints. And so these are IP addresses that have errors associated with them. Typically you wouldn't expect to have an error. So if you do, you want to track things like where did it come from, for example, and what services are they accessing. So to understand, is this a situation where you may need to blacklist somebody, or is this symptomatic of a system that is constantly calling these services and may need to be either shut down or tuned. But essentially, these are the metrics that we have by default that come with every SOAPbox-M installation. We do have the capability to create any custom widgets for you, and we release on a regular basis more monitoring widgets that show you other key metrics about the SOAPbox. Thank you very much for your time.